Yes. Back again. Motown Philly, back again. Yes. Coffee break is JN is back in effect. It's funny. I had my viewership was up, and then when I came on the screen, pause. A bunch of people disappeared. What's that about? I hope if you're hanging out waiting for coffee break with JN and then coffee break with JN starts, you wouldn't leave. That's right, back again for the first time. What up, Bill? Yes, yes. Welcome back to Coffee Break with JN. I'm a little off my game. Um, how was everybody? Let me clear my screen of the graphics. Well, hello. Welcome back to All and Sundry to Coffee Break with JN, your bi-weekly group therapy session with your one and only, your homie Rice Aroni, JN, DBA, Jean Luc Picard, DBA, John Cena, and on and on and on to the break of dawn. I call Shogun, says, I'm just here to make sure you were here. All right, you check it up on me. All right. I'll remember that in the future. Thank you. Good to see you. All right, let's do a pretty early roll call. Check in, check in, check in. See who's here. Who do I see? You know what? I think I see a whole lot of superstars. No, I would never say Rice a homie. I said Rice Aroni. Wait a minute, what did I say? My homie Stromy Rice Aroni, something like that. I wouldn't say Rice a homie. That's not great. Red 5. Good to see you. You know Notorious JRD in these streets. Well, hello. I see Bill O'Donnell. Happy born date, Bill O'Donnell. Everybody, let's give our first sip of the night. Get your sippers up. You know the time honored tradition of getting those sippers up for one of the homies, Bill O'Donnell. Had a born date. And you know, if you follow me on the socials, I never say happy birthday. I say happy born date. This is the we're celebrating you coming to the essence. You know what I mean? So sip of coffee for Bill O'Donnell. All right, who else is in the chat? I see JRD Bill. I see I call Shogun. I see Ronaldo. Ah, did somebody put into the chat the last time aroma? That's right. You see the digital steam rising off of the mug. I love it. What's up, Ronaldo? Good to see you. I see my man El Boogie, El Jamal's in the building. Yo, what's up? I see Jamal. Yo, I see Bros. What up, Bros? Well, hello. Yeah, always superstars in attendance. And you guys have been talking. There's a lot of back and forth and back and forth, back and forth. Um, that's right. When your homie gets wet, you got to put him in rice to dry him out. Bill says wifey's doing a Brazilian comment podcast, but says hello. We have to get Dree on here one of these days. That's fantastic. Everybody's so busy, you guys. Um, I think it's one of the funniest things about the schedules. Pick it back up. Meat's back on the menu, boys. Um, for a lot of you who may have checked in last night, Pencil to Pencil returned. Yes, the trilogy of terror, Mike Manley, Jamar Nicholas, and Stone Cold Steve Conley came back to your TV screens. I think we had a great catch up session. If you missed it, go back and watch the tape. Um, and one other thing that happened that I thought was really cool is that on our way to kind of having that live last night, I was really trying to I don't know, shake up the algorithm a little bit. We have playlists on our Pencil to Pencil YouTube channel where it's separated by creator interviews with coffee breaks. And I think there's one other thing. Oh, they're boot camps. So I put the link for the playlist up, and I was like, you know what? To grease the wheels, to get ready to go back into pencil to pencil season, perhaps you'd like to peruse our fine archive of creator interviews. Oh, there's only like 80 plus of them. Go ahead, take your time. I'll wait. So I think that's really cool to view. And if you haven't partake, I know that something happens on the YouTubes where because our live streams are live, that they don't kind of categorize the same as a video on our channel. So if you just like blindly showed up at the Pencil to Pencil YouTube channel, you go like, oh, there's like two videos. But if you go on the lives, there's like 1,000 of them. So the stuff is still there, it's still great. I want to ask the early room because I think most of the people that are watching right now are penciliers. I was going to ask, what are some of your favorite Pencil to Pencil episodes? They don't necessarily have to be creator interviews. They could be boot camps or Steve Conley showing you how to do a successful Kickstarter. But Bill, always the gentleman, uh, comes out of the gate strong and says the Ray Anthony Height and Kari Randolph episodes were fun. Everybody loves Ray Anthony Height. I think Ray he's got his Pencil to Pencil Masters jacket. I think he's been on 3 times or 2 times. I can't remember. I know it's been more than one. And Reynaldo checks in as an indubitable. Thank you very much. It ain't hard to tell in the building. Anybody else like to share some other archive hits? Well, I also put on my Facebook one of the old Facebook videos of when it was Mike, myself, and Brett Blevins. That's right, that Brett Blevins. Brett Blevins from your childhood. You know you love your New Mutants. Brett had a fantastic run. Sleepwalker Brett Blevins. He probably has drawn the best Jack Sparrow for Disney Adventures. You know Brett gets it in. Pause. Um, and we had like a long interview with Walt and Weezy Simonson. That was good. Yes, that's right. Not the other Brett Blevins, that Brett Blevins. You know I do that stuff all the time. Like Jerry Kraft. Yes, that Jerry Kraft. Um, JRD says, yeah, Ray is always good. And the Simonsons, Rob Armstrong. You know what? That wasn't a well watched episode, and I have no idea why. Rob's in the news as always. Rob's in the news again for if you saw that Snoopy Franklin cartoon that just came out, and Rob's has his fingerprints all over that. As it's not even a secret, but as we even discussed on his episode, that Franklin from Peanuts, his last name is Armstrong in honor of Rob Armstrong, and Charles Schultz and Rob were really good friends, and he gave Franklin Rob's last name as a gesture. So I think that was really great. Bill says, "Oh, Panosian, yeah, Dan was a great interview, and it's funny, especially with some of our West Coast interviews, where you watch them in their studios and it's light out, and by the time it's over, it's dark out. I think that's really funny. When we interviewed Dan Santat, the same thing. It started out, he's in his office and it's like sunny, and it's like he had to go turn a house light on. That's very cool. You want to see my man Jerry Kraft reporting for duty? What up, Jerry Kraft? Speaking of Jerry Kraft, you know that Jerry Kraft. You know my man Jerry Kraft, Newberry Medal award-winning Jerry Kraft, Coretta Scott King, Jerry Kraft, Bam Books, Jerry Kraft, first base Jerry Kraft, second base Jerry Kraft. Blah, 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 blah. What up, sir? Good to see you, my man. JRD says I'm biased, but the Scott Saba one. I love every time I would see Sava in the streets, I'd just be like, Sava, like Shaba Ranks. I don't know if he got the reference, but another funny thing, since we're sharing, also which came from the Scott Sava episode. And wait a minute, did we have Sava on because he was promoting his Animal Crackers Netflix movie? Was that why we had him? And he revealed, and we all know I'm a big video game guy. That if I get the story right, that Scott's father was a computer engineer, and after school, Scott would ride his Huffy over to his job. And one time, the people that his dad worked with were like, "Hey, can we film your son doing some tricks on his bike?" And he's like, "Sure." So he jumped some stuff and you know did some stuff on his indoor track, and he recorded it with probably like really big Marty McFly Back to the Future video equipment. And then next year, Paperboy came out. And if you're savvy, not Sava, savvy with your video game lore, the Paperboy stand up arcade cabinet had handlebars instead of a joystick. And Scott Sava is Paperboy. They digitized his movements and put them in the game. So I wouldn't shut up about that with Scott, and I got him to sign me a Paperboy poster. JRD concurs. Yep, you just signed with Netflix. Is that yeah? I just said that. So that's really cool. Yo, what up, Adam? I see Adam snuck in here. Saba, Reed Punk Taco. What up, Adam? Good to see you. I see Michael. What up, Michael? Good to see you. Good evening. Happy to catch tonight's coffee episode. Well, thank you very much. I saw you in attendance yesterday at Pencil to Pencil. Thank you for your eyeballs. We can't do this stuff without you. And I'm glad that you're not sick of us. You're not sick of the JNN Jamar Nicholas Network. Because we come to you, pause, live, LIVE, and, doing the Pencil to Pencil and doing a coffee break. That's a lot of Jamar. Not everybody can handle that much Jamar. Speaking of people who have to deal with me, Chia, what up, Carlos? Good to see you. Oh, I see. Hold on. Cartoon Carlos's face is covered. See my man over there, the real Carlos in the chat. What up, Carlos? Good to see you, my man. Carlos, did I send you stickers of Kid Carlos? I thought I did. Good to see you, my man. And it's funny that Carlos is here because I had school visits today. And I don't know if you guys have ever had to speak in front of a bunch of children. And I'll say this isn't even like, it's different from teaching, right? Because I've taught and, I'm surrounded by teachers. I have stickers. Yes. Okay, great. Um, and you guys, it's exhausting. It's exhausting. And the way my deal works is I have like two modes. I have full day JN and I have half day JN, and it depends on how many sessions you want to book me to talk to your students. And a full day is a long day, and um, the chat's still talking about episodes. And I did a half day, and the half day was I had what was it? You always have to remember travel time, distance, getting there, getting your stuff out of the car, finding out where you're going, lugging my Leon cutout with me and my banner and all that other kind of stuff. Trying to find a door, trying to push that super security ring bell to get in, getting checked in. Ugh. So I was my first session with the kindergarten and first graders was 10:15 to 11. Then at 11:15 to wait a minute. Yeah, 11. Then the next one was with the second and third graders. And then the next one was with the fourth graders. And I love it. I know a lot of authors who they would rather jump off a cliff than to speak in speak in front of a bunch of kids. It brings something differently out of you, and I think either you can do it or you can't. And I'm not bragging because I'm exhausted, but it's like a different kind of tired. And I would call that anybody who's taught kids or worked at a school or whatever. I call that when you get home, you're school tired, and usually a nap is involved after you get home from school. Ronaldo says the 9 a.m. JN show is completely different than the 2 p.m. show. That's right. Make sure you tip your waitress. Try the veal. Yeah, and also it's like I'm modifying what I'm talking about with every age group or class group because you can't talk to the peanuts like you can talk to like the seventh graders. It's a whole different thing. And these it was good, and I love the energy. And what's funny is a lot of times with the mob, they're all just like really fidgety or just probably happy to be out of their class. And sometimes you got to shush them and things like that. But there's some good parts in it, and how we've said for a long time, you may not reach all of them, but if there's that one kid in that room that kind of just like a light bulb goes off, it's all worth it. So, I really love doing school visits. And then afterwards, over a bunch of kids just kind of like randomly came over, and wanted to like dap me up or whatever. So it's cute. Um, and then you go back home and you try to salvage what's left of the day. So it's like a whole different mode switch. And like I'm tired in a different way than I'm usually like studio tired. Bill says the artist Alley Carpenter, Chris Schweitzer. Chris he's a force to be reckoned with. If you've never been at a show and seen Chris Schweitzer's, yeah, he kind of like he shows up with 2x4s and he constructs his booth, and then he's usually there's like this Schweitzer window where you just see his face surrounded by this like barn that he just made. Really great guy. Adam says, I just did 2 days of speaking to K and third grade classes. Man, 2 classes of each grade, 8 classes. Yo, I was tired. That's a long day. That's really a long day. And even if, I don't know how kind of like off the cuff you are, or you have like the thing that you do and then you do the next thing, or if you can kind of like be loosey goosey with it. But any way you remix it, that's a lot. I'm sure it was a lot of fun, and it's like the the most different thing you could do with your day is like, I jump out the car. Yes, it. Teacher tired is a whole different type of tired. Let's do another sip of those educators out there. Guys, get your pinkies out. Sip us up to the teachers out there in the world. Not easy. Yo, Jeff, what up? Good to see you, my man. Good to check in. And thanks for reporting for duty last night as well. Hang out with us. This will be great. Adam says, when I taught, I would always nap after. It's like your functions are shutting down by the time you get home. Kirk's Pencils. What up, Kirk's Pencils? Kirk's Pencils, good to see you, bro. Kirk says, what's happening, good people? Party people. Sean Gordon Murphy and Tawheed. Yeah, those were all really good episodes. And it's funny, like I don't watch the stats. I don't watch the numbers because it doesn't matter. It really doesn't. But I can say some of the highest watched episodes were the Sean Gordon Murphy, the Brian Lee O'Malley, I think Walton Weezy, um, Bob Camp, Ren and Stimpy uh, artist. Bob Camp had a lot of numbers, and some are surprisingly low. But again, it doesn't matter. I think all the sessions are great. But as we said, we have a whole lot of superstars on here. But I think it's just, I guess, whatever people are looking for, they look up. But the hits are going to keep coming. We got a blessing of unicorns lined up for the future. So very excited about that. JRD says Schweitzer is wonderful. Wonderful. That's my Matt Hardy. Wonderful. I love how he refers to beer as liquid bread. I haven't heard that. Did he say that on the thing? In some of these cats, you don't see a lot of interviews. Like some of, kind of speaking about doing school visits, not everybody does interviews, right? And if they do an interview, it's kind of like you're like super lucky you get to have this interview, or um, they do like written ones and they're not the same. Uh, El Boogie, what up, El Jamal? El Jamal says, I've been at high school all day for the last 2 days. Yo, high school is a whole different beast. From 7:30 a.m. to 3:30, it's exhausting. One more day and back to the famalam. That's what's up. Yeah, yo, it's its own thing. Bill says Greg Hildebrand should make an appearance sometime. Huh. that's that's a possibility. Nico, what up? Nico says, I swear you know everyone in comics sometimes. I be telling y'all, but y'all don't be listening. Y'all don't hear me though. But I'm glad we're getting to the point where I don't have like wow emojis when people show up. Like, bro, it is what it is. It is what it is, right? But and probably more, Nico, to your point. This field is very small, right? It's very small, and I've been around for a long time, and it's just kind of like you know if you don't know them, somebody else knows them, or you know them from somebody else, or blah blah blah. So it's really important that you keep your nose clean. You have a good rep, not representation, like a reputation. And if we were a bunch of weirdos, we would not have the caliber of guests we do. Ronaldo, you about to be put on timeout, bro. Well, you know about the JNN, Jamar Nicholas Network. It's a real thing. Adam says, I did a high school visit a month ago, and some of the kids didn't even turn around and look at me. They had their back turned, headphones on, and head down. It's kind of like, has anybody gone to a modern concert now where half the people in the crowd don't even watch the music? They're like turned the other way, like hugging a Heineken. But I did connect with one kid, so that makes it worth it. He was an incredible artist, just that one kid. And it's just wild how that works. Shogun says, one of these days I'm going to remember how to wow react to something completely unsurprising. Marshall, what up, brother? Good to see you. And Jerry Kraft posits, we're all weirdos. That is very true. I used to be offended by that, but we're all weirdos. Art Adams that was a big show. Um, and he's really chill. Um, another one of my favorite ones was Joe Jusko. I had a fantastic time talking to Joe, and he's such a chill guy. He's really a salt of the earth guy. And Lee Weeks. Lee Weeks was a fantastic one, but something happened, and like half of the episode's not on the YouTube. The whole episode's on the Facebook page. But I don't know. I think something happened, or somebody said something, and the robots edited the episode. So it kind of starts at like the 45-minute mark. And I don't know what we said. We don't work blue on the show, but they're all good. What up, James? James says I started classroom teaching around abroad 8 years ago, but now we doing this online, baby. we inside. Pause. Adam says I've been to shows like that. Drives me nuts. People talking the whole time the show's going on. You know what? It's one of the things about like I was never a big live music person. I have a bunch of friends that are like live music fiends. And you go to Michael's or one of those places, and they have the section with the frames, and they have a shadow box that is made for you to put ticket stubs in. And some people were like, like concert fiends like that. And I have a couple of buddies who are just like, name it, they're at it. But it has to be really, really specific. And I haven't, especially since the pandemic, I haven't been to a concert, and I'm good with that. But so I don't feel like standing for 3 hours. I'm in that old joint, like, yo, are there chairs? Is it, yo, we got tickets to this thing. Are there chairs? And I never thought I'd feel like that, but I'm not trying to stand up all night. Um, Hold on one second. Let's get through the rest of these. Yo, what up, Dr. Christie? Dr. Christie says, one reason why I stopped teaching, but I miss it. Yeah, yeah. End of line. What up, Mizzle Kisses? Mark Manley in the house. Good to see you. Of the Manley dynasty. Good to see you checking in, brother. All love is love. It's great to see you, my man. El Jamal says, I'm doing workshops. I'm with the kids for 3 days. Yesterday was day one. Today, the pop quiz to start was, what's my name? Yo, you're savage. Because, they probably don't know, right? Unless you write it on the board and keep it there. They don't know. Half had no clue. I was with them for 90 minutes. Oh, man. You cut into the quick, bro. It's like that. Going back to guests. Um, Lee Weeks is from another planet. He just keeps getting better and better with time. That is true. He makes anything and everything look awesome. That is super true. Jeff says, who specifically? Oh, we're talking about music? No, I'm not going to talk about that tonight. But I do enjoy, I have eclectic music tastes. I'll say that. One thing is that, again, I'll just say I haven't been to a concert since before the lockdown. We'll talk about that another time, but I think that'll be fun. I do have a little topic tonight. Adam says, I'm always checking for chairs and show. Yo, do they got chairs though? Yo, but do they have chairs? Standing room only. General admission is not the wave when you're over 50. El Jamal says, since the pandemic, I've been to Rhapsody. Rhapsody's what's up. A Wu Tang concert and Snoop Dogg slash Wiz Khalifa. That's a group. I only do outside concerts, or you don't do inside venues. You know what? It's also something. Maybe I'll talk more about this. I don't like crowds. I don't have like a itch about it. It's just I don't like mobs. I think people just make really bad decisions in large groups. So we have this thing in Philly, because independence and all that. But we have these really big concerts, and I think Jay Z kind of started one of them a while ago, the Made in America concert, which they have at the Rocky Steps uh, in the art museum district in Philly, and they shut the whole thing down. And there's like giant walls, and there's generators going on, and it's loud, and there's a million people there, and that's not my idea of a good time. It really isn't. Maybe if I was 19 again, I'd love to do that, but I was just like, bro, I'm staying home. Music now. Hey, what's going on? It's good to see you. Um, Yo, July, what up, brother? Everybody's coming home. Um, I'll say this. Probably, I saw some of my most memorable things is my very first concert was Stevie Wonder in the Round. It sounds like a sandwich. And probably one of my concerts that I really wanted to see and people weren't really checking for him yet is I saw MF Doom at the Save the Rhinos concert, the Mark Echo show in Central Park in New York. That was what, 2002? Something like that? No, wait a minute. There's some rap people in here. I can't remember. Man, when did Grind Date come out? Because I know Doom was on the bill. De La Soul was there. It was a great show, but that's where I started getting like I started to feel old already because half the crowd were just like, you know, college kids who could care less about the concert. They were just there to be in the scene. And a lot of, turned the other way, drinking a beer and running their mouths with their friends. And I'm like, bro, what are you doing? MF Doom's on stage. And Drez from Black Sheep was there, and he looked like somebody's uncle. And he actually, like, he cut the music and was like yelling at the crowd. It's like, yo, this is history right here. He was not wrong. This is history up here. And y'all talking? Why are you even here? And I kind of turned around, I was like, yup. But that was a great show. But that was like before and people actually knew who MF Doom was. Now, I do have a little pet peeve. So my new pet peeve is people doing video essays on MF Doom. Like, I'm glad you just got all these records last week, but I don't need you to explain how this whole thing works to me. Maybe it was '06. Yeah, that sounds right. Wow, there's a Doom mural where you are. That's wild. July says grind date is 2003 because it's the same. Yeah, see, I'm kind of in there because the same year as the Chappelle Show first season. Oh my God, was that long ago? JRD's talking about comedians. Eddie Izzard. Yeah, this is his cousin Marvin. You gotta love this sound. What I forget the Back to the Future quote where he holds a phone up to the stage. Chuck Berry. Who do I see? Oh, who did I see old? I don't think I saw Chuck Berry, but remember when Chuck Berry had a resurgence when he did that record with the Fat Boys? I just made myself laugh. Um, Mark says, I love live music, but it's just too loud now. Yeah, we're old. I just saw a quartet in Long Beach, and it almost stopped my heart. That's fantastic. Yeah, I never would think we'd get to this place. Your your cousin Marvin Berry. That's when we hit that line. Mayor, I like the sound of that. Goldie Wilson, Mayor. That's fantastic. Your cousin Marvin Berry. That's great. Well, the show kind of takes on its own form, and when I was making my coffee, I was thinking, what are we going to talk about? And I really don't put a lot of thought into that, as some of you may see, because you know what? It's just very fluid. That's what happens in group. You show up, you get your sipper, we just kind of rock with it. And it's funny that we're talking about teaching and being old. Yeah, good man too. But clean up this town. That'll be the day. All right. So I wanted to play a little thing for you. I just saw this the other day, and I think I shared it with a couple of people. Let me see if I can get this to work, and maybe we could talk about. And that's a good question. JRD asks, "Who's a musical act you haven't seen live that you want to wish you had?" You know what? Maybe Jimi Hendrix, because I just would like to see that. All right, maybe we're not going to watch this video. JRD says Peter Gabriel. That sounds like a good show. Phil Collins, maybe. Doo 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 doo. Muse. Oh, I've seen, and shout out to Carlos. I've seen Bjork at Radio City Music Hall. It's a fantastic. I think that was the Vespertine tour. That was fantastic. I'm a big Bjork mark. Saw Sade live. I've seen, those kind of things that you would think that, JN, I'm surprised you're saying that, are the things that I enjoy. I had a really good experience. Saw Garbage live. This is a while ago. But I think for the most part, like a lot of rap concerts, I've seen the Roots. The Roots are a fantastic live band. They changed the algorithm on everything. If you never saw the Roots live, you missed out. Yeah. El Jamal, how do you feel about this Bob Marley movie coming out? And we can keep talking about music. Adam says, I saw Tori Amos at Radio City, and the funniest thing was seeing two ladies get into a fist fight. Chris, what up? Shout out to Chris Mariano, one half of the Leaping Mariano Brothers. Hello, my friend. The Peppermint Kaleidoscope Sound Company is a banging act. Pause. Gotta check that cat out. Jamal says saw the Roots live at Duke in '96. Yo, that's early Roots too. Good job. July says, "Oh, One Love was a good film. That's great. Who played him? Was it? It wasn't a Marley, was it? It was some random rando kid." All right, I just want to get to this. We can keep talking about this, but I just want to show this little video. It's not that long, and this is gonna, this is the '80s hour. I'm going to transport you back to a simpler time, dude. I would love to see Cake. I'm a giant Cake fan. I was actually listening to Pressure Chief in my car this morning. Um, I like a lot of quirky stuff. I have a very if you look through my yo, I heard you like CDs. If you look through my CD case, you'd be like, "Word." But yeah, it's mood music. It's all about. I got everything in there from Thurston Howell the Third to Nina Simone. That's Etta James in there. Oh, Chris, you seen Cake live? Do they do were the shows like really long, or they have a bunch of opening acts? Probably my favorite performer I've seen live is probably Ben Harper, and I've probably been to more Ben Harper shows than anybody else. And I remember, how did he kind of come up? I think Ben Harper was opening for Dave Matthews back when people didn't know who he was. And then I think Jack Johnson started opening for Ben Harper, and he blew up. Huh. Oh, that's really cool. Yeah, like I have all types of stuff in my spindle. It's just kind of like Jane. But I also think that's really what makes us interesting people. Yeah, I think I was sharing at the beginning of February. I was sharing like Nina Simone concerts on my Facebook, and people were just like, "Yo." Jerry said, "I just saw albums in a record player in Walmart, but we also, I don't know if you heard, they're getting rid of the physical media. So maybe I think they get rid of DVDs and the video games. Maybe they'll put albums in. I don't know. Yeah. Oh, Cake is so good. What's going on, Jamal? I've seen a lot of comedy shows. I like comedy. Um, Ross says I've got to see Cake at the Man Music Center at 2010 and at the Keswick. Shout out to Keswick Theater. Who did I see at the Keswick? This is really. I think I saw Natalie Merchant in the 10,000 Maniacs at Keswick Theater. Um, let's see, Mystery Science Theater live at the Keswick. Probably I've seen. I guess for live things, I've probably seen more comedians that like comedy. Um, I saw. Oh, this was good. I saw. I miss Paul Mooney. Paul Mooney had come to Philly a million times at Helium, our big comedy club, and I just could never kind of get it together to go see him. And I wish I had saw him. But we saw Gilbert Gottfried at Helium. I think I had stomach cramps. I was laughing so hard. That rest in peace, Gilbert Gottfried. What a talent. Well, what? Bill says, I ran into Bob Camp at a cake show at the Stone Pony. You're adding a lot of things to this. In Asbury Park, he made a full color sketch for the band. Of course he did. That's crazy. All right, good night, JRD. James says, I saw Regina Spektor live. Oh, wow. That's what I love about this group of ours. It's just like everybody's kind of coming from a different angle, pause, and we all kind of meet in the middle. July says vinyl record sales have gone up year after year for the last 8 years. All music sales have gone down except for vinyl. Walmart still is doing physical movie sales and are getting all the exclusives that Best Buy used to get. Huh. Best Buy also sells vinyl. I know they sell vinyl. I mean, they've been selling vinyl in Barnes and Noble too. All right, I want to get to this clip. I don't want to force it, but hmm, hmm, hmm. Is this it? Hold on, I think I messed this up. All right, let me go back. Hold on, that's not it. Just give me a second, you guys. Thank you for your patience. I'm moving kind of slow today. It keeps kicking back to the wrong thing. All right, shit. All right, let's try this one more time. One more time. One more time. Thank you for your patience. Oh, okay. Hmm. Oh, is this playing? Did it freeze? No. Hold on. I'm playing a wrong clip. Sorry, you guys. All right, I'll try this one more time. We're live, baby, live. All right. Come on, ADHD. Don't let me down now. All right, let's try it again. Yo, what'd she wear it? So I wanted to show this. This clip kind of came across my desk of like old school Dunkin' Donuts, and it used to just be like a almost like a sit-in diner style, and showing our age. Yo, what up, E? Good to see you. Um, those old commercials where Murray, the donut guy, would get up at 3 in the morning and get up to go make the donuts because at that time, Dunkin' Donuts were fresh. Like they baked them on site and on premises, and now I think they show up frozen in a truck. Right. So I don't know if there's something to be said about innocence lost and missing kind of like the hand craftsmanship of things, or even that you and a bunch of old people smoke cigarettes and drink coffee out of ceramic mugs at the Dunkin' Donuts. But they're so like transactional now. And I don't know about your town, but there's still some around Philly, some Dunkin' Donuts will still have booths in it, and the old timers sit in the window and they drink their little coffee. Um, but it's kind of becoming so, I feel like all those places are just trying to be Starbucks. And if you notice, yeah, hot and ready, bro. Go get those Krispy Kremes. You can see them being made. They got rid of Krispy Kreme in Philly. When Krispy Kreme came here the first time, it was we weren't ready. And then they kind of like they opened up too many too quickly and it kind of broke it all broke. And then they kind of washed away. And then they came back and I remember they opened one on Roosevelt Boulevard. And there was a line down the boulevard to get these Krispy Kremes. And then they disappeared again and there's now no Krispy Kremes here. They might be in different parts of the country, but they're not here now. Um, but that was like an event. Like going to Krispy Kreme was an event. Wow. So E says always saw the commercials, but the only donut shop in town was Krispy Kreme. But also, people will say that like Dunkin' aren't real donuts. Like if we've talked about this, when somebody shows up at your office and they put the six box of Dunkin' on the table with the plastic knife. There are a lot of people that feel like those aren't real donuts. Like you're not gonna make me bust my calories for the day eating that. Like you need bakery donuts. Yeah, they're going. I actually this is early. That's nice. Um, well, I think when Groupon started, and I was heavy on Groupon, and I had Krispy Kreme Groupons, and I would go there because I would buy. I had this thing at my job once in a while to just kind of keep them around because Nico, I don't know if you remember this. I had a Donut Palooza in like one semester, one part of the semester. I would go and buy like a stupid amount of donuts, and you couldn't get Dunkin' because nobody's coming to Donut Palooza for Dunkin'. You can go down the street and get a Dunkin' Donut. So I would get Krispy Kremes, and then I would also get like a box of the little paper hats, and everybody would wear those. Uh, and there's another bakery that had they were like giant pillow donuts. And I'm glad I can't do that now because I can't eat that stuff. No, donuts. Ronaldo says, oddly enough, the donuts at my local grocery store growing up were the best, probably. Plus, they had donut flavors you couldn't anywhere else. I like a nice bakery donut, but can't eat that stuff. Um, Shogun says, oh, hold on, my computer's freezing. Trying to show Shoguns, but it's not showing me. Mark says, back in the 70s and even the 80s, in the D, almost all donut shops were small businesses. What's funny is there's tons here in Los Angeles. When I used to visit my mother in Texas, there was just like this, you know, store on the side of the road, and it said donuts. And you went in there, and they had hollow donuts, right? So you go up to the thing, and they like, "What you want, Shug?" I was like, let me get one of those raspberry and the vanilla cream, and they take the joint and they they impregnate this donut. They're delicious, but they don't do anything like that back here. Oh, VOODOO donuts, Voodoo donut. Oh, here in Philly, one of the big places is Federal Donuts. Mark, have you had Fed Donuts? They have like a lavender one. It's interesting. Bill, you got to know how to. You got to be nice with the hands to go to Waffle House. At this point, the only guaranteed sit-down joint is any New Jersey diner or South Virginia Waffle House. Jersey is still kind of the diner capital. Yeah, Fed donuts are good. They have like a apple cinnamon. It's just like it's got like fairy magic on it. But I'm kind of happy I can't eat that stuff. That's for diabetes. That's right. You gotta got to be more careful out there. So maybe we'll do this and then we'll get out of here for you, because we haven't talked about food in a while. Guys, put in the chat what is your go-to donut flavor? Because what when you're pulling up to the drive-through at like whatever the time is before they start taking the donuts down for the day, and you're like, "Yo, let me get a number two." So I'll say that mine used to be vanilla cream at Dunkin'. The vanilla cream, I believe, it's just like straight vanilla cream with the chocolate icing on the top, and sometimes it had that little like the little hit the ice at the filling that comes out of the top. Okay, Mark says an old fashioned. An old fashioned and a coffee. That's a nice pairing, like a nice Chianti. All right, Ronaldo Boston cream. I had a love affair with Boston creams. I also like marble frosted. I was down for that for a long time. One thing that I found out because I was talking to somebody um, about in New England, you get different donuts than you get in Philly. Like you can't get donut sticks here, but you can get a donut stick in New England. Like I'm sorry, not a donut, a jelly stick. Like they have donut sticks with the jelly in it, like the sugar jelly. Bill, old school cruller for the coffee dunk, two handed. Pause. I call Shogun maple bar. Ooh. Nico, Boston cream, or anything strawberry. What about like gimmick donuts? Like say if it's Valentine's Day and they give you the heart. What about the classic Simpsons pink donut? Uh, Ronaldo says, or those peanut ones from home. Basically a glazed cake donut dipped in crushed peanut pieces. That was the old LL joint. Pink cookies in a plastic bag being crushed by buildings. Michael says, double chocolate donuts. Chocolate donut with chocolate frosting. Yeah, that's right. Shoot for the stars, my man. Uh, or use get your insulin shot. Kirk says glazed bow tie. I used to love a bow tie. What about a bear claw? That's a commitment or a fritter. I used to love apple fritters, yo. Bra says I used to always get the sugar raised ones at Dunkin', but they don't make them anymore. So old fashioned. The sour cream is underrated. The sour cream donut is underrated. He says we've got a great donut shop here in Meebane, and they fill the cream to order. Pause. They have one with a chocolate icing topped with chopped peanuts. Yo, I'm ready to risk it all. Bill says, alternatively, bear claw if it's a bakery. Boston cream +1 to attack. James said, I'm basic. Fingernail emoji, chocolate donut with the sprinkles. Shogun says, pink frosting with sprinkles is fine, but that's just a regular donut. When you roll them in Captain Crunch, wait, hold on. When you roll them in Captain Crunch or something is when we enter stunt donut. You've just survived coffee break with JN. Hold on, Ronaldo says powdered with lemon cream filling. Wow. Nico says there's a place called Hertz Donuts. Get it? Hurts, don't it? Get it? Hurts, don't it? That do The Simpsons. Dirt cup with gummy bears, fruity pebbles, and a ton of other. Oh, I know you go. Oh, gummy worms, not gummy bears. Like there's a difference at that point. Oh, that reminds me of the new. They opened a couple of these out near, I think, University of Penn, Cereality, and I think there's one or two still around. It was like a cereal bar, and you would go in, and it would give you like a Chinese takeout container, and you could like go down the line and put cereal in it, and it's like that's right. Voodoo Donuts is known for putting all kinds of stuff in the donuts. The basic donut is it's mid, it's medium talent. That's so funny. But you know what? It's like our lives have gotten more streamlined and also in some ways not as interesting as it used to be. Like, you see all types. You see those the personalities sitting at that table smoking cigarettes and drinking their coffee. They have real problems. And I think that sense of community is slowly eroding. If you have the chance, July knows if you have the chance to actually get up and go to a movie theater, please go to the movies. That industry is shrinking rapidly. Support the art, support your local movie theater. I keep seeing they're talking about when the new Ghostbusters movie comes out. Everybody has these great collectible popcorn tins. There's a Ghostbusters Ecto One that's like this big, and the top opens up with the popcorn in it. Yo, I gotta cop that. And if I can't, somebody needs to get me one of those. Well, this was fun, you guys. All right, you guys, I'm gonna wrap it up. I did not do an ID, but where does the time go? We ran our mouths for an hour and change, and here we are. But it can't. Does it have the joint that goes to your nose like this? I'm not a Dune guy. I know there's some Dune heads here. I don't get Dune. I've never gotten Dune. Even the new Dune, I was just watching it like it's not for me. But what's the Dune popcorn potato? Does it have the spice in it? The spice must flow. All right, guys, let's wrap this up. I have a little bit of coffee left. I fumbled my teacher nap this afternoon, so I'm going to probably turn in soon. You got to reach into the word and get the popcorn. What? I guess it's also a whole other thing of people who collect like Slurpee cups or the Tune tumblers. I know a lot of you Tune tumbler cats out there. Ronaldo says I didn't get down to original, but the new one is great. Did we see the same movie? Because I was just like, no, not. I'm not going to yuck anybody's yum, but that just wasn't my jam. Um, but I've been really into like cyberpunk stuff right now. I'm really into that. Um, I missed the new Blade Runner movie. I might go back and see that. And if you haven't seen it, watch the Cyberpunk 2077 anime on Netflix. Is really good. And anything that Studio Trigger does, I'm in. Kill a Kill is Chef's Kiss. All right, you guys, let's wrap this up. Thank you guys so much. We're missing the Warringos this evening. Yo, right? And I don't know if your crew plays Cyberpunk. It's a role playing game. Yeah, word up. Elgin Ball says, I still rock my 2-liter Slurpee with fill with water. Yo, swab. I love it. Almost in SFW. Wait, the worm? All right, yeah, I got to see this. All right, guys, let's wrap it up. It was great talking to you. No Sue's post tonight because Sue's was not in attendance. You know the rules. But thank you all for your love and care and attention. Give a shout out to our sponsor, Just Do Coffee. My man Reggie Byers. Yeah, that Reggie Byers is it's coming for the crown, y'all. There's a lot of stuff going on at justdocoffee.com. Go check it out. Support the homie. Buy some merch. He has some real big surprises coming down the pike. We might even have like a collab, like a JNX Just Do Coffee collab. I'm really excited about that. And this stuff doesn't work without you. All right, cool. I'll check it out for after party. Also, I would be remiss if I did not do a plug for my next book that's coming out. When you have your own platform, how could you not do this? Leon Worst Friends Forever in stores October 1st this year. That's right. Even in my school visit today, I was telling the shorties, after you finish with Extraordinary, this is gonna be waiting for you when you come back to school. And the kids were like, next year. Oh, I'm like, you didn't even read this one yet. You didn't read the first one yet. I know, but guys, I'm very excited about this book. I'm excited about all my books, but I'm really excited about this. Um, these kids are established. They feel like real people because they are real people. And I think that's a testament to, I hope, good storytelling. And I hope that you love these kids. And I hope that you love these adventures and that you see yourself somewhere in this. And if you don't, give it to a kid who needs this. You know, you're going to have the rest of the year of me talking about this stuff. I hope you don't get sick of it because that's what I'm here for. Up for pre order right now, wherever books are sold. You know the routine. If you copped one already, thank you very much. Cop another one. I don't stop. Thank you for your attention. All right, you guys, let's get out of here. Let's say goodnight, John Boy. Thank you, Mark. That means the world to me. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you. Yeah, tell him, Leon, worst friends forever. Worsttober, hashtag Worsttober is coming this October to take over the world. Good night, Nico. Good to see you. All right, you guys, let's call it. Let's get this ID popping so I can go to bed. That's right. I needed that. Good night, John Boy. We're showing our age, El Jamal. You've been watching Coffee Break with JN with your boy JN. You guys, I make this look easy, and that messes people up because you're like, oh, Jamar, he just blah 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 blah. I could do that, but y'all ain't doing that. So there's got to be something to this, right? I say this in mixed company all the time. Everybody has to figure out a way to promote themselves. I run my mouth, and I entertain and engage and inspire. So that's what I do. What do you do? That's right. You gotta cop the album, single, CD, and tape. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight. I hope you got something from this. We talked about donuts. We talked about teaching. We talked about music and concerts and needing a chair. All this stuff is important in our lives. And please spread the gospel of Coffee Break with JN. Tell your mans in them when you're at the corner waiting for your takeout. Tell homie next to you, yo man, yo, you know about Coffee Break? Nah, what's that? Yo, this is the homie. That's how this has to get happen. That's how you got to spread the word. Tell Ronaldo, Donut Talk is always appreciated. So we don't live in a bubble. We got to keep the engines burning. We got to keep putting coal in the engine. So your signal boosting is always appreciated. You guys, I go by many names. One is Johnny Carson. That's wild stuff. Johnny Five, Mr. Five, how do you feel? I feel alive. And also, somebody give me one real quick. I'm tired. There you go. Someone call me Maurice. Thanks, El Jabal. You won. You won the day. What happened here tonight? I got to hang out with you Yes, you know who you are. My caffeines. Friends and regulars, not decaf. Oh, coffee break with JN. That's right. All brown tops. You saw those brown tops in that Dunkin' Donuts video. No orange top. Ain't no decaf up in this Humpty Dumpty. And we chopped it up. And you watch me run my mouth and drink coffee. And now that I'm out of coffee, oh, what's that? Video over. I'm going to bed. Good night, guys.